Now that you've gone through some of the tutorials and you've started to reestablish that connection to your deep core through your breath, through isolation, here's a sequence of poses to help take all that work into movement. Because let's face it, life is dynamic and we're always in motion. A yoga mat or padding for your hands and knees will be good here, as well as 2 yoga blocks. You're going to come on to all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and just begin to take your cat and cow stretches. So as you exhale, you can drop the head, round the back. As you inhale, you can lift the gaze, lift the collarbones, extend the spine, and just continue in through flexion and extension of the spine, lifting up out of the arms. So again, pressing the hands down to lift up. And you don't have to stay with this front to back connection. You can add in side bending. So maybe looking over your left shoulder and then looking over your right shoulder. And as you do that, you might also start to bring in weight shift. So taking the hips back into the left on one side and back into the right on the other side. Maybe you want to take circular motions of the pelvis, change up the hand positions. You do not have to look like what I look like right now. This is an opportunity for you to just move around to see what is showing up for you in your body today. Maybe you're feeling a little tired and you need to rest in child's pose. Right? Maybe you're feeling energized and you want to really practice shifting the weight from side to side and your reflexes to that. Right? Maybe you just really want a good cat stretch and you want to tuck the chin all the way into the chest. Wherever you are, if you're doing something that's asymmetrical, balance it out. And then bring the hips all the way back to the heels. As the hips go to the heels, the arms are going to reach out in front of you. You're going to keep the head off the floor, pressing the hands down as if to push your yoga mat forward in space. And think about drawing the outer ankles towards the inner ankles, lengthening up through the front of the ankle joint here. Take a deep breath in. See if you can get the back to expand, and take a deep breath out. On your next inhale, lift the hips away from the heels and step the right foot forward. Grab your yoga blocks underneath your hands here. Line them up with your front ankle. Tuck the left toes, straighten out the left leg. So you're in a low lunge position here. You're going to root from the inner right foot to the outer right foot. So exaggerate weight on your inner right foot. Don't worry if the knee comes in. Let the knee come in. And then feel like you can slide the right foot to the right side of your yoga mat to weight the outer edge down. Now in this position, reconnect to that wrapping of the transverse. So here we're thinking pelvic floor engagement, hip engagement, right? We're staying low. We're gonna stay low on this sequence. And reach the same arm as leg forward in space. So I've got my left leg back, reaching my left arm forward in space. Notice when you weight shift into the right, did you collapse into that right hip, right? Did you shift so much that you're no longer in the center of your mat? Then release the left hand down and you're going to twist to the right. So with the left hand down on the block, twist your body to the right, maybe reaching the right arm up. I also like to place my hand behind my head here, pressing the head into the hand to help with this rotation of the spine. Now what tends to happen here is our right foot tends to roll out, so root down to the inner edge of the right foot, taking a deep breath in here. Exhale, unwind, release the right hand down. Turn your blocks down to the medium or low heights. You can grab your blocks, not the highest, that's unstable. Step the right foot back to meet the left, step the left foot forward. And then if you took your blocks down, take them back up. So again, reaching the chest forward in space, back thigh lifting to the ceiling. Guess what? Right glute engage. Remember what it was like to push against that band on the feet? Imagine you had your band around the feet here. And then it's the rooting to the inner edge of that left foot. So root to the inner edge of the left foot. Feel you could slide your left foot to the left side of your mat and root the outer edge of that left foot down as well. There's a little shift, but very little shift as you reach the right arm forward in space. So as you reach the right arm, it's the same leg, same arm, reaching away from one another. That left hip is firing, that glute is firing. Release the right hand down. I like to turn my block down a notch and then twist to the left. Again, you can reach the left arm up or place the hand behind the head and then press the head into the hand. What happens here, again, we like to roll out on that left ankle and foot. So root to the inner edge of that left foot. Engage that right glute. That's going to stabilize the pelvis to help you twist the spine. Releasing out of that. Again, blocks down on the medium or low height, whatever's better on the wrist joints. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Come into downward facing dog. Take a breath in here and a breath out. On your next inhale, release the knees down to the ground. Set the blocks off to the side. Come onto all fours. Reach the left leg back behind you. Again, zipper, pubic bone to the xiphoid process. Lift the left leg into the air. Walk your right fingertips forward and lift the right arm into the air. So opposite arm and leg balance here. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale 2. One more breath in here. Exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale, lift the left hip up. Oh, seen this before. Exhale, drop the left hip down to touch the inner right thigh. Inhale, rotate the pelvis around the right thigh, lifting the left side of the pelvis up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. One more time. Inhale, lift it up. Right. And from there, step the left foot a little bit towards the outside of the left hand. Grab your blocks underneath your hands here. Tuck the right toes or keep the back knee on the floor. And if you're straightening out the leg, lift the knee up. Walk the hands forward in space, drop the head down. Take a breath in here and take a breath out. Imagine someone's pulling your ribs forward, pulling the pelvis back, reaching out in all directions here. On your next inhale, walk the hands back in line with the left ankle joint. Keep the left hand on the block and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're taking a bit of an awkward, balanced, open twist here. On an exhale, go ahead, release the right hand back down to the block. Adjust your blocks back to the medium height and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, release the knees to the floor. Lift the pelvic floor. As you exhale, place the hands down. Second side, reach the right leg back behind you. Engage that right glute and lift the right leg into the air. Walk the left fingertips forward and lift the left arm into the air. Opposite arm and leg balance. Take a breath in here. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Press to the inner edge of that right foot. And exhale 3. Release the left hand down. Inhale, lift the right side of the pelvis up. Exhale, drop the right hip towards the inner left thigh. Inhale, lift the right side of the pelvis up. Exhale, drop the hip towards the inner left thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale, lift the right side of the pelvis up. Exhale, step the right foot somewhere towards the outside of the right hand, or exactly where the right hand was. Keep the back knee down or straighten out the back leg. Hands on blocks. Walk the blocks forward in space. Drop the head. Breathe in here and breathe out. Stay rooted to the tripod of your right foot. Big toe mound, little toe mound, center of that heel. On your next inhale, walk the hands back. So you're going to have a block in the right hand on the inside of that right ankle, and then twist open to the left. Keep moving that right knee away from that right arm as you press through that left heel. Take a breath in. Exhale, release the left hand down. This time, ditch the blocks as you step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, release the knees to the floor. But now keep bringing the shoulders forward so they're over the wrists. So we're taking a bit of a kneeling plank position. In kneeling plank, I'm going to have you hook your ankles and then try pressing the outer ankles together to get the outer hips to fire, and see if that gives you a little bit more posterior tilt to the pelvis here. All right, so this is a great place to start if you're worried about pressure on the linea alba. Unhook the feet, draw the hips back towards the heels. Somewhat of a child's pose, keep the toes tucked, and then inhale, come forward again to this kneeling plank. Keep the feet unhooked this time. Exhale, draw the hips back. Inhale, bring the pelvis forward, shoulders forward. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, come forward. Think pubic bone towards navel, and exhale, draw back. This time, release the toes. Make a pillow for your head with your hands and let the head rest. Child's pose for a few breaths before you continue on with your day. So this is just a really short sequence to get you moving and to start figuring out how to make those connections from isolation into movement, into more dynamic work. Take another breath in here.